Good day, everyone. We are the 7th presenter. I am Dense H. Tumban.
I am Eloisa Joy Jodaldare. And I am Charmaine I. Paso.
Our research study is mother tongue interference in second language learning. We've come up with this study because, as we have observed during classroom sessions or public speakings, other students tend to use Bisaya, their mother tongue, as the medium of communication rather than using English. So the contents of our presentation includes rational and gap, theory used, schematic diagram, statement of the problem, methodology, and lastly references. Rational and gap. The purpose of conducting this study is to explore how a person's mother tongue affects their learning and proficiency in second language. The issue at hand is the pervasive and often challenging impact of the mother tongue on second language learning. Many language learners experience interference with the rules and habits from their mother tongue negatively influence their ability to learn and use a second language effectively. In most classroom settings, regardless of students' program affiliation, there is a prevalent issue with proficiency in a second language, particularly in using English as the medium of communication. They may struggle to articulate complex words or concepts, actively participate in discussions, and confidently engage in academic discourse. The researchers addressed this issue by conducting a detailed analysis of the specific types and patterns of interference that occur, identifying common challenges faced by learners and proposing strategies to mitigate these interferences. This study will involve a qualitative method with semi-structured interviews to gather comprehensive data on the nature and extent of mother tongue interference. Furthermore, this study will provide deeper insights into the specific areas where mother tongue interference is most pronounced and suggest practical teaching methodologies to help learners overcome these barriers. By pinpointing the exact nature of these interferences, educators can develop targeted interventions to improve second language learning. This study will mainly benefit students, instructors, learners, administrators, and scholars, particularly at Jose Rizal Memorial State University here in the Pitan City. More personalized learning experiences and ultimately a more effective and inclusive approach to language education that acknowledges and addresses the diverse linguistic backgrounds of learners. So our study is anchored on Stephen Krashen's second language acquisition SLA theory, as cited by Parodina and Fabiani in 2020. It's mainly about input hypothesis and effective filter hypothesis. So SLA suggests that learners acquire language when exposed to comprehensible input, language a step beyond their current proficiency level, I+1 or input +1, and the emotions of a language learner can interfere or assist with language acquisition. With that being said, Krashen suggests that motivating learners help build their confidence, that therefore an essential aspect in helping them overcome language interference stemming from their mother tongue. Consequently, giving these inputs just beyond their proficiency level gives them a more comprehensive understanding of the target language. Comprehensible input in the second language can help learners notice the differences and similarities between their mother tongue and second language, facilitating more accurate language use and reducing interference. Consequently, it provides learners with the necessary linguistic input to gradually internalize the rules and structures of the second language. Subsequently, motivation is a critical factor in language learning, influencing the effort learners put into acquiring a second language. Similarly, confidence in learning a second language relates to a learner's belief in their ability to acquire and use the second language effectively. Higher confidence generally correlates with a willingness to take risks, such as speaking in public or experimenting with new language structures. So may I call on Ms. Daet to continue the presentation.
Moving on to the next slide shows the schema of the study.
The study about mother tongue interference in second language learning takes effect at Jose Rizal Memorial State University main campus, specifically to those students whose mother tongue is Dapitanong Binisaya. So we can see here that there are 3 layers. In the innermost layer shows the mother tongue interference. So the mother tongue interference refers to the influence of one's mother tongue or the first language of an individual in acquiring another language, which is the second language. So which is connected with the outer layer, which is the second language learning. So the second language learning is the dependent variable as it is the one being affected. And then the outermost shows the motivation and confidence, which is under the affective filter hypothesis. This has something to do with one's emotion or the feeling of the learner. If he/she is motivated or if he/she is confident. So that is the schema of the study, which represents the variables mainly affecting the study about the mother tongue interference in second language learning. Next slide, the statement of the problem. The study aims to investigate the challenges in mother tongue interference in second language learning faced by students at Jose Rizal Memorial State University main campus, whose mother tongue is Dapitanong Binisaya, during the academic year 2024-2025, employing a qualitative method. Further, it seeks to answer the following questions. So there are mainly 2 questions. The first question is, what are the respondents' profiles in terms of 1.1, the age, 1.2, sex or the gender of the respondent, and then 1.3 is the year level, and then 1.4, the mother tongue, and last but not the least, 1.5, which is the second language of the respondent. And then the second question, what is the effect of mother tongue interference in second language learning? In terms of 2.1, the mastery of the second language, and then the next 2.2, speaking skills, and then the next 2.3 is the motivation, and last but not the least, 2.4 is the confidence of the respondent. Now may I call on Ms. Pasek to continue the presentation.
Alright, now let's move on to the research methodology. This research utilizes the qualitative method, employing a form-based approach for data collection to enrich the study's depth and credibility. This approach ultimately increases its relevance and comprehensiveness to diverse audiences. George, 2022. Thematic coding is deployed to analyze the collected data, identifying recurring patterns and themes. So the research methodology comprises of 4, which are the participants, environment, instrument, and data gathering. So the first one is the participants. The participants are students studying at JRMSU main campus whose mother tongue is Dapitanong Binisaya. The second one is the environment. The study is conducted at Jose Rizal Memorial State University main campus, Dapitan City, Zamboanga del Norte. So we choose this environment because it is convenient rather for our study. So the instrument. The study utilizes a semi-structured questionnaire administered through an online form. In the data gathering, it is conducted through a Google form. So these are the references of our study. So that sums up our research studies from chapters 1, 2, and 3. That will be all. Thank you.